Eric has lived in Taiwan for more than 50 years. Though born an American, he keeps saying that he's a Taiwanese, flesh and blood.
Okay, basically when I was in college, I studied, officially my major was political science actually, but I specialized in international relations and this sort of thing, and especially in classes on Asia. And so I decided, well, okay, I would pursue the Asian aspect of this, and so I should go to Asia and spend some time there, travel around, maybe learn one of the languages and so forth. So I ended up picking Taiwan, partly because I had originally decided I would learn Chinese, say, rather than learn Japanese. Okay.
You first teaching English in Taiwan?
Yeah. And, I still teach. And, most of my income is still either from teaching or from editing or translating or that kind of thing.
And he bears a special fondness for Taiwan's pop music. Our interview took us to his place, and his cabinets and floors are piled up with CDs, vinyl records, and books.
When I listen to music, I don't just listen to it as background music. I want to know more about the background of the song or the band, or like when was the song released, and that sort of thing. So I prefer to have sort of the historical context. But Taiwanese music, there's not much. Okay, basically, no one's done a giant encyclopedia of Taiwanese popular music or anything like that. There are tons of these things for Western music, but for Taiwanese music, there are very few books that cover certain areas. And so the only way to find that out was maybe to find the original record or something like that. And so at that time I started to actually collect things like original records.
When it comes to his music collection, Eric talked and poured his heart out like a small child. From Luo Dayou, Huang Shujun, Kei Huang, Sylvia Chang, and Tracy Huang, Eric knows about their songs like the back of his hand.
Well, as I mentioned early on, I listened to a lot of things like Huang Shujun and Luo Dayou. Now, Luo Dayou especially a little bit older, so I think originally it was Luo Dayou, Li Taishang, these two songwriters. I was trying to get some of their early compositions. Actually for example, Luo Dayou, actually his best music is the stuff he sang himself. But he wrote fairly good songs and quite famous songs for other people. So and then after that, I started to other areas of music. Like I decided, okay, well, I wanted to have a sort of I want to get a sort of general overview of the popular music of Taiwan in different eras, and also not just Mandarin or even Holo, but also, say, Hakka or Aboriginal music, because I'd also listen to certain, like Huda Fu, for example. I first heard maybe 12 years ago. I liked his singing. I was like, okay, I want more of this kind of thing. I also occasionally go to some of the music festivals. The reason I actually ended up coming for the first time 2 years ago was because my wife was working at the Taiwan Association for Human Rights, and they were invited to set up a booth by Freddie, who's the lead singer of Katonic, the death metal band, who's one of the organizers. And basically he wanted to give space at the festival to various organizations doing this sort of social work and such.
An owner of several hundred vinyl records, Eric said at times he forgets what kind of collection he has and buys 2 copies of the same thing. He likes the larger-than-life sound quality of the records and listens to them only ever so often because he's worried about scratches, so some of them are put away in his most treasured cache. Now I have too many CDs to be able to listen to all of them regularly. Yeah. And actually I still quite often listen to some of my Western, albums, rock albums, whether recent or, I should say really recent Western stuff I have less because I've been in Taiwan too long and I don't hear as much of the interesting new bands. But so a lot of my Western collection
tends to be older stuff. I don't want to play it a lot because, yes, there's more danger of it being damaged. Also, it's just a little bit more trouble. I mean, I like the feel of playing records, but I'm not one of those people who say. I like the record design, the design of the vinyl record and so forth, and I do kind of like the feeling of putting the thing down and so forth.
And because of his collections, he's been dubbed as Taiwan's vinyl record expert, kind of tongue-in-cheek, and became a local celeb. But Eric doesn't care too much about the title, because he collects more than Taiwan's music records.
Music is, of course, my main thing, but I read a lot, actually. That's the other thing I play. I buy two things. I buy music and books. When I came to Taiwan, at first I didn't pay a lot of attention to local music, but after a couple of years I started to listen to more, and I was like, well, I should a little bit more content in like the lyrics and so forth. So actually I used that to also study their Chinese,
We talked about interviewing Eric in English, and he answered in authentic Mandarin Chinese, half jokingly, "Are we speaking English then? But I speak better Chinese now." His Taiwanese wife, of course, gets the credit for his Chinese fluency.
那你这么会说中文，跟娶了台湾的老婆有关系吗？
I took one semester of Chinese, so basic Chinese basically. It's sort of like your first semester of junior high school. And in class we didn't learn 注音 but I learned it from Taiwanese students. Actually, I think I got a Taiwanese I knew in the United States to just give me a sort of chart to compare it to, and it doesn't take.
So you know all those.
Oh yeah. That didn't take long. I mean, once you learn the basic sounds in Chinese, it's easy to learn that. So when I came to Taiwan, it wasn't difficult to adjust. And yes, of course, friends, girls I went out with, that sort of thing. I would also practice Chinese with them. And so yes, that also.
Did you help?
Of course. Of course. So if you want to learn English, that's the way.
The first step.
First step.
Eric not only thinks of himself as a native Taiwanese, he's the champion of the local adage that he who listens to the wife will come to fame and riches.
Particular, say, precise social or political issues where, we may not agree entirely, but as far as general attitude and, environment, say, driving or, burning ghost money or that sort of thing. Actually, probably I'm more political than she is in some way. Because, or she'll support very small. Actually, I also try and support as much as I can. Try and get people to say, okay, well, you can try voting for the Green Party, for example. The Green Party meaning the Green Party, not meaning say the DPP or TSC. Those parties. Taiwan has a Green Party, for example, an environmental party. Very small. Haven't won any elections yet, but maybe if Taiwanese really get tired of the big parties, they'll start voting for these ones. That would be good. And she would be basically the same in that sort of thing. So.
And you influence each other.
Yes, of course. I mean, we've known each other for a very long time, so yes, I'm sure that also is a factor, yes. Mutual influence, so.
Right.
I mean, with 15 years or something like that, so.
Though we didn't get to meet his wife, we were thrilled to personally witness Eric's treasure trove of Taiwanese vinyl records. As we cheered and hooted, Eric decided to entertain us by playing a song he wrote, and the song was definitely worth the trip.
却不给我你的心，我绝对是这里最帅的人，也没人比我聪明。当我表示对你有兴趣，为何不想要你的心？每个周末跟朋友去，把口袋里的钱全花光，别说这样不太划算，牵扯到爸的我也不管。我要穿得很流行，我要跟大家一样， 衣服一定要名牌，得到朋友夸奖。
好可爱。
对了，
那些歌词都是你自己写的吗？
对啊，都是我写的。
你老婆有听过吗？